Well, Dr. Amy Acton, it's a name every Ohioan knows at this point, since she basically led us through part of the pandemic as head of the Ohio Department of Health. It
has been more than 2 years since she stepped down, and rarely has she discussed her time there publicly until now. She opened up to our senior health correspondent, Monica Robbins, today.
Dr. Amy Acton will tell you she's an ordinary person who found herself part of an extraordinary history. Just before she arrived in Cleveland with Governor DeWine in February 2020, she found herself at the White House giving advice to the president.
Would you please tell the president that this is the higher angels moment? This is the FDR, Winston Churchill time.
She followed the government's pandemic playbook, expecting her government would too.
I was able to get on the phone with the people who wrote the original playbook because we weren't getting that information from the government. Like everyone else, I just wanted the truth. Once we told the truth, the best people in the world started coming to us, and that helped Ohio lead.
She handled the daily press conferences unscripted.
When I do everything right in public health, when I knock it out of the park, you don't see it. I prevent the bad things from happening. And it's the silent victories that we have in public health that are actually, where we get our complacency from. We forget that these infectious diseases aren't going away.
Decisions she made weren't easy, and for some, she became the enemy instead of the virus.
And not all heroes wear capes. And of course, that was the truth. There was no one who didn't experience what I experienced, including the harassment and the violence.
Stepping down was the hardest decision, but she wouldn't stay at the cost of her integrity. More than 2 years later, she sees the good.
The supply chain we now know was broken. We couldn't get things as simple as amoxicillin in this country. So the good news is we're moving that manufacturing back. This is a great time for the state of Ohio.
She doesn't think the pandemic is over, but does believe it's time to reflect.
There's a lot of trauma and people don't always yet have words for it. Our leaders need to help us make meaning out of all we've endured.
Monica Robbins, 3 News.
And Dr. Acton's speech to nurses at Case Western Reserve University can be seen on our website, WKYC.com.